Scary moments for a Columbia driver last night in a dangerous case of road rage. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Collin, Ruane.
And I'm Brittany, Pieper. Police say
in just a few moments, there will be an open forum discussion about community violence prevention here in Columbia. In 2013 and 2014, the Mayor's Task Force on Community Violence was created. It worked to create recommendations for how the city could improve the issue of community violence. Tonight, council members Laura Nauser and Michael Trapp will lead the discussion about the steps the city has been taking since the task force disbanded. That meeting starts at 5:30 in council chambers at City Hall. Plans and ideas are being tossed around about what to do with Columbia's business loop now that voters have approved that half-cent sales tax increase. Officials say a squirrel, of all things, caused a power outage in Fulton today. The outage affected about 3,000 customers. Workers believe the squirrel got caught in a transformer. Fulton electrical crews restored power to the area this afternoon. Some bad news for fantasy sports fans. A judge in New York State has ordered daily fantasy sports sites DraftKings and FanDuel out of the state. The two sites asked the judge to block State Attorney General Eric Schneiderman's effort to shut down the games for New York players. But the judge ruled neither site could accept bets from New Yorkers until Schneiderman's court case ends. 4 white police officers in North Carolina are on administrative duty after an African-American man died while in their custody. We're going to take a look at some cell phone video from the aftermath of the incident. Winston-Salem police confronted Travis Navell Page after responding to a firearm discharge call. They say they tried to detain Page and eventually pepper sprayed him. Page then became unresponsive after being handcuffed and was taken to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead. Russia's president is ordering his military to get tough when fighting ISIS. Vladimir Putin spoke at a meeting of Russia's Defense Ministry Board. Putin said he was ordering the military to act tough against any targets threatening Russia's military fighting ISIS. He also said there must be cooperation with all countries interested in the annihilation of terrorists. Rebel fighters in Syria have blown up a factory in Aleppo. You see it on that video right there. They used multiple cameras and a drone to record the incident. The footage shows a joint operation between Forsan al-Haq and the 16th Battalion. The video was posted online by the Northern Battalion. Experts say the use of video is changing the war. Pakistan's military says it has tested a surface-to-surface missile that can carry a nuclear warhead and reach all corners of India and the Middle East. Today's testing comes 2 days after Islamabad hosted a regional peace conference that called to resume negotiations between the Kabul government and the Taliban. A 3-person crew from the International Space Station has returned to Earth safely. The 3 spent 141 days in space. They touched down on schedule in Kazakhstan. 3 other astronauts still remain on the space station.
Thanks, Tori.
All right, well, who doesn't love puppies?
Not very many people. After the break, we'll take a look at some that are the first of their kind.
Welcome back. The government is giving U.S. schools a failing grade when it comes to teaching sex ed. The Centers for Disease Control reports fewer than half of high schools and a fifth of middle schools teach all of the sex education topics the CDC recommends. There were widespread differences among states, too. The U.S. pregnancy rate has hit an all-time low. Data from 2010 shows the biggest drops occurred in younger women and teenagers. Abortions also hit a record low. Pregnancy rates among women over 40 increased. This may help explain the rise in women giving birth later in life. A new government survey shows fewer people are driving drunk. According to the Centers for Disease Control, fewer than 7% of 16 to 20-year-olds said they had recently driven under the influence. That's down 16% from 12 years ago. 3% said they had recently driven under the influence of marijuana. Well, you're looking at some unique puppies there. These puppies were the first to be born through in vitro fertilization. This litter was produced by scientists from Cornell University and the Smithsonian Institution. Dogs' complex reproductive systems made it difficult in the past for scientists to use in vitro. With each new generation of technology, it seems the list of potential holiday gifts grows. Several news outlets, including the Wall Street Journal and USA Today, have all released their lists of top tech gifts for this year. With Star Wars: The Force Awakens hitting theaters before Christmas, toys promoting the sci-fi franchise have been among the most popular. A real-life version of the character BB-8 is getting a lot of attention. Drones for casual use, such as film and photography, are also very popular. The Parrot Bebop drone is one of the most popular on the market due to its small size and weight. That's according to the Wall Street Journal. We'll be right back.
Now here's a look at what we're following for KOMU-8 News at 6. When we broke the news of Tim Wolf's resignation and Chancellor Arbone Lofton's position change, we extended our coverage.
But some of the viewers that we have did not appreciate that change. We'll take a look at the decisions made in covering the day's events coming up on KOMU-8 News at 6.
A little more like December.
All right, thanks, Tori. That's our time for now. Thanks so much for joining us.
We'll see you coming up at 6.
On air, online, on Facebook, on Twitter, on the News app, and the Weather app. KOMU 8 News. Coverage you can count on.